Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Walk and Talk. I'm Greg Cohen from JWB, and you have made it to the JWB Property of the Week. Super excited that you're here. This is great as we profile a JWB turnkey rental property. And if you are ready to buy a turnkey rental property, this one is a great one for you. It's one that I fully believe in. I'm going to walk you through why I love it for you and for our clients who purchase a property like this or purchase this one. If you're not in the market right yet, you are learning, you are still early on, this is still a great thing for you to be here because you're going to learn how to evaluate a rental property and how you can give yourself the confidence so that when the time is right, you're going to be able to pull the trigger. And this is something that we do in a little bit more detail. We do it on our Not Your Average Investor show. We do that every Thursday at 12:30 Eastern. So if you want to be there and you want to ask questions and you want to go through this in a little bit more detail, I would certainly invite you to be there. You can register at jwbshow.com. And without further ado, let's jump right into the property of the week. And the property of the week this week is at 3141 Mell Court here in Jacksonville, 32254. And this is a renovated property, one that we love here in the 32254 zip code, which I'm going to show you here on a map in just a second. But the first reason and the thing that I always want you to pay the most attention to when you are evaluating a rental property is your return on investment. Your return on investment is the great equalizer. It takes into account what your purchase price is. It takes into account what your rents collected will be and all the expenses, including taxes, insurance, property management fees. And you want to be, in Jacksonville at least, you want to be over 9%. We're generally between 9 to 11% for return. So the first reason that I chose this one for you is because we're at just about 11% returns here. And I've got a special thing that I want to share with you about this property that actually is going to bump the returns up a lot more. I'm going to share that with you at the end of the video. But the projection on this one is at 11%, which is really high. So that's the first thing that you need to look at when you're evaluating a rental property. And that's one reason why I love this property. The way that we get to 11% returns is looking at a low purchase price of $140,000, which is fantastic, and a high rent rate of $1025. Renovated homes are great in the instance that you get a lower purchase price typically than new construction. And because you have a lower purchase price, generally your property taxes are going to be lower. But it's not all great. New construction is fantastic as well. New construction, actually, you'll get lower insurance cost. For a renovated home like this one, your insurance cost generally a little bit higher. So, you're at $832 for your insurance premium. And that's just how it goes. Those are some of the differences between new construction and renovations. But at the end of the day, you want to be between 9 to 11% returns on investment. We're at 11% here, so this is a real winner. One of the questions I get often is, can you and should you buy rental properties that only have one bathroom? Another question is, should you buy rental properties that don't have a garage? This is a question usually from a little bit of a newer investor who might be coming into real estate from maybe more traditional asset classes and it just isn't sure. And many times they put they put themselves in the shoes of their potential tenant or resident. And that's not always the best thing to do. Your job as a rental property investor is to create value for your residents so that they want to be in your home for a long time. You can do that in a 1-bathroom home and a 2-bathroom home. You can do that with a garage. You can do that without a garage. The big thing that you'll want to do when making this decision for yourself is look at your home in comparison to the other homes in the neighborhood. So I thought I'd take you down that path here and show you the other homes in the neighborhood of Mell Street here in the 32254 zip code. You'll see here, this is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, and it does not have a garage. Well, let's take a look here. Well, first, I'm showing you a map here of Jacksonville overall. The blue markers are all the properties that JWB has sold to our clients over the years. Been doing this for about 15 years now and have sold over 2,000 properties to our clients. We continue to manage those, and those blue markers are all the homes that we've sold. And so the big takeaway here is we do the same thing over and over and over again. So this house on Mell Street is right here. This green marker here. It's in the north side of Jacksonville, north of I-10 here, and the neighborhood that we just love. Here you can see all of the homes in this area that current clients own. And so when it comes to understanding what rent amounts need to be, or can you rent a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home? We have a lot of experience. I'm going to show you what you see when you take a look down Mell Street here. Again, when you're deciding whether or not to rent or invest in a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home and deciding what the rent amount should be, you need to look at what the other homes on the street look like. Well, here's the house. If I go to Google Street View, and anybody can do this, right? I would encourage you to do that. You look at the house on Mell Street, taken back, this is back a year ago, October 2019 or somewhere around there. And you want to look at other homes on the street, right? This is how the rest of the neighborhood looks, right? They are all generally 3-bedroom, 1-bath homes, right? And they do not have garages, right? This one has a carport, right? You see cars and driveways, right? That means generally you do not have garages. The vast majority of homes here do not have garages as we're going down garages, and they're all generally 3-bedroom, 1-bath homes or 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes. So you just need to make sure that when you are investing in a rental property that, the home that you're looking at is providing value for that neighborhood. If the other homes in the neighborhood are 3 1s and 3 2s, you can certainly rent a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, right? If you're looking at other homes in the neighborhood and they don't have a garage, then you don't need a garage. And if you invest in a home that is smaller, less bedrooms, or doesn't have a garage, but everything else does, then you're just going to have to discount your rent a lot. Luckily, in this case, we didn't have to do that. The market rent there is what we were able to get. But speaking of market rent, that's what I wanted to share with you. So many times when clients are buying properties with JWB, they are putting their homes under contract prior to them being rented. This is because we finish the renovation and then we sell the home generally within a few days, and there's not enough days to get the resident signed up and moved in, right? We're good at renting homes, but we're not that good to do it in a few days. And so the homes will be put under contract by you as the client, and they won't be lived in by the resident yet. And then what happens is it takes maybe 30 to 45 days for you to go from contract to the closing table for you to buy the home, and we're marketing the home. And that's when we get the resident in place for you. So everybody would love it if the home was rented at the time of contract. It's just not normal. But what we do make sure is that by the time that the home is closed on, you are cash flow positive, you have a performing resident in place, and you do not have vacancy cost right off the bat. So that's the normal way. But some may say, well, it's a downside if it's not rented at the time of contract, but it's not always a downside. This property on Mell Street is an example where the client who purchased this home made out like a bandit. All right. So let me take you through this one more time and show you just how this was to the benefit of the client who ultimately purchased this home on Mell Street. All right. As you can see here, we're looking at the home on Mell Street, and you see this lease amount, $1,025. Well, the client who just purchased this home just purchased it a couple of days ago, right? When I say purchased, I mean they put it under contract. We showed it to that client at $1,025, and the client was ready to go, excited because there's an 11% return right there. Well, what JWB does is we want to underpromise and overdeliver. It's how we operate, and if we have an opportunity to tell you that the returns are going to be 11% based on a certain rent amount, and if we can rent it out higher, that is great for you. It's going to skyrocket your return on investment. And that's what happened in this case. So after the property was put under contract, we continued to market the home. We found a resident at $1,100 a month. Now that doesn't change the purchase price for the client. All that does is skyrocket their return on investment. And I wanted to show you what it does. Their return on investment jumps all the way to 12.75%. Now I can tell you, I have not seen a property marketed by JWB at 12.75% in a long, long time. It doesn't happen anymore, right? That was back in the Great Recession times, maybe, right? You do not see properties in today's environment producing 12.75% returns on an estimated basis. And so, but you can do this if you buy a property with a turnkey provider like JWB. It's not rented at the time. They're under promising of the rent that they believe may be possible. And then they go out and try to get the best rent possible for you. So they actually market it to the resident at a higher rate for rent than what they told you on the evaluation. And this is something that we love to do. Does it happen all the time? No. But this can be a huge benefit for you. So the client who purchased this made out like a bandit. Their rent actually is at $1,100 a month, which nets out to a 12.75% return on investment. So super excited for them, excited for you. So this property has been purchased by a client, but we have many homes that meet this criteria just like this. So if this is something that you're interested in, I would encourage you to reach out to my team. You can do that by going to chat with JWB.com. You can schedule a time to speak with my team. And this home isn't available, but I'm telling you, there are dozens of homes just like this available that we can meet your criteria for sure. And if you're a current client, reach out to your JWB portfolio manager. We'll get the wheels in motion for you so you can add a property just like this to your portfolio. Hope you enjoyed the property of the week, and we'll catch you on the show so you can go there live and be with us on Thursdays at 12:30. You can register at jwbshow.com. Happy investing, everybody.